Hi there. I have one of those cards that if you're a little bit short of mojo, this is the perfect way to start. We'll bring it right back for you. I'll show you what we'll be using. I have the Sending Love and Hugs. This is one of our mini expressions. We're going to use the Featherleaf Fronds as kind of the focal element here. It's usually just a finishing touch, but you can use it for an entire background. I've used just a little bit of the double stitch squares to seat my sentiment on. And we have a very thin frame that we've made using the double stitch rectangles as well. Okay, pop these to the side. Now I'm going to start with some Pixie powders. I have emerald green. Take all the lids off here. Peacock green. Teal wash. And as a little surprise, I've got some golden mint. Okay, so we're going to make kind of a really pretty greenish background. So I'm just going to take and tap some of the colors onto my coconut white card. This one is the teal wash, and I want it to be pretty solid, so I'm going to put quite a bit on. This is the emerald. Just sort of splatter them around. You really can't see the difference between the colors when you put them on, so just sort of keep moving them around. Peacock green, but I guarantee you they are all really beautiful shades of green, and they're going to mix together really nicely. And this golden mint is really going to give it a wow factor. It's going to bring some of the gold tones in there. I'm going to put quite a bit of this in here. There we go. Now the thing that's great about Pixie powders is if that's not enough, you can always add more. You can even go in if you want with a little light paintbrush and sort of move them around, get your color, whatever you like to do. But ultimately we're just going to do a light spritz with the water and activate all that. Isn't that pretty? Now I've got it taped down to a piece of, to an adapter plate here so I can move it easily. Personally, I like to let these dry naturally. That'll take maybe an hour. You can use a heat tool. It'll sort of move the colors around a little bit more. If you want at this point, you can go back in. You can add some more colors, really deepen it up so there's not any white space left. Totally your call. I would always tell you to activate the powder a little bit more. There we go, but isn't that pretty? So that is going to be our background base. I'm going to just set this off to the side and bring in one that I've done earlier. Oops, let me get a hold of that so you can see all sorts of different colors in there, and the micas really pick up. Now, what I've done is I've taken the fronds and I've just randomly cut them out of a piece of white cardstock, okay? I've got one more left to do here, or maybe two, let's see. And we can pop this in. I'm just going to put one there and one here. And you have a left and a right facing. What you don't want to do is put it so it cuts the entire corner off. So just keep it so that it's on there without going across two corners. Otherwise you'll lose that corner. I'm going to very carefully lay those down. Give it a quick run through. Down. Pop that around. Bring the whole thing back over. Because what you want to do is take these out, but you want to keep these. So don't throw the actual die cut away, but we're going to use the aperture from it. So pop this out. And make sure all your little bits are taken out. Set that aside. And do this one as well. Even those little pieces. Okay. Get all those out. Get a hold of that. Oh, that guy. We need that. Don't fall off. Okay. So now, bring this out. So you can see, it doesn't look like much at all. It's kind of wild, isn't it? What we're going to do is we're going to put some glue on the back of this. And make sure I've got the back. There we go. I'm going to use a little spray glue on it. And I'll tell you what, I can probably even just add a little bit of a touch of glue to this if I can get that started. There we go. Just in some of the spots to hold it down really well. So you can either cut this before or after you put it on. I want to carefully lay that into place here. Oop, oop, oop. Get that laid down very carefully along that edge. That looks pretty good. There we go. Okay. Get that nice and on there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to piece these back in. Okay, so I've got some that are completely solid. I'll start with those. I'm going to use spray glue on the backs just for ease. And obviously, if you have one that's going the left or the right, it'll fit perfectly back into place. Just give it a quick little push in there. Let's do a few of these. And that'll get them nice and tacky. There we go. Okay, that should give us a start. Pop that one up. This one is going this direction. Just give it a little bit of a push back into place. And that one will fit there. Look, with the leaves coming up, really sort of delineates that background now with that green popping out. Keep that a good press on there. A couple little trims here on the edges. There we go. Okay, so now what I want to do is add a border to this, just to kind of give it a finish. And I've done a very, very, very thin border with the double stitched rectangles. A little bit of mounting foam on the back. And I tell you, I think what we'll do is I'm going to try and do a little bit like this and a little bit like this, and let's just see if we can get that on straight. That looks pretty good. I think I've got it. And take off the last of that. There we go, and got a tiny little bit to trim down here, not too bad. There we go. See how pretty that background is? So because I've got that pop of color, we're going to just use a white on white background. I've got a little bit of gold in here as an edge to help tie in the sentiment. Pop that into place. There we go. I've done the square, just a double stitched square here as the background. I'm going to put that right into the middle of the card. And I've done the Sending Love and Hugs out of the antique gold, and I've actually done this 3 times, stacked it up so it has a little bit of dimension to it. With a quick spray. And I think I'll add a little glue to this just to help it stick better. It's got some letters that are a little thicker here that we can do that with. There we go. Pop that right into the center. How pretty is that? And such an easy card. So if you just want a quick card for any occasion, this is it. It's absolutely beautiful. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget our YouTube channel has so many more. Just like us and subscribe.